Mr. Lake?
We belong to a group called the VDOC Society based in Philadelphia. Once a month we hear cold case presentations from law enforcement and redirect focus on unsolved homicides.
Explains the frequent trips out of town.
Okay, why would a cop spend his free time trying to solve other people's cold cases?
Freedom. We work without politics or bosses.
Olivia, Elliot, my office.
You think you can manage to read Detective Lake his rights?
I missed something?
I specifically told you not to question him. He's under the 48-hour rule and shielded from interrogation.
Don't worry, he didn't say anything.
Yeah, and lucky for you, because if he'd talked, it would have been inadmissible and under immunity.
Okay, so how are we supposed to put this down when most crimes are solved within the first 48?
You know what? That's not my problem. So you either follow orders or just stay out of the way.
This isn't my call. Lake killed a cop in what appears to be an unprovoked shooting.
So why not wait for the rest of the evidence to get processed? What is the rush?
If it were anybody else, he'd already be in shackles. So just do your job.
He's running.
He hasn't been gone long. IV's still pretty full. I'll get hospital security to help with the search.
I'll call Casey, get a subpoena to dump Tutuol's phone.
You think Finn warned him?
Who else would have told Lake we were coming? Search the hospital from the ground up. Units are parked outside Lake's home.
Dumping my phones was a bitch move, Stabler. Yeah, I called him. I didn't think he'd run.
You should have stayed out of it. Take it easy.
He's my partner, who you helped evade arrest.
Dial it down or you're both going on report. Lake is not our problem anymore. The fugitive apprehension team will take it from here.
All those guys do is work out and shoot guns. They're gonna kill Lake.
Well, that's not how FAT works, Detective.
Craig's got a lot of friends on the street that like to see Lake dead. You gotta at least let me look.
Where are you gonna start? You don't even know the guy.
I know he didn't do it.
3 bullet holes in the victim's back's different.
You ever think the force behind the first 2 spun, Kralik? We're trained to keep firing until the subject is down.
And you're assuming that the fatal shots came first.
Have ballistics run both scenarios, see which one fits. You check out Penelope Fielding?
She's legit. She ran the regional lab in Richmond, consults at Quantico, and volunteers at VDOC.
Get her statement and show her the door.
But Lake's only connection to Kralik is a cold case. Maybe she can help.
I know all about the VDOC Society. So does the brass, and they don't want him anywhere near this.
We solved a lot of open homicides.
Easy to do when you pick and choose.
Yeah, but Lake has held on to this case for 10 years. He must have talked to her about it.
Limited access only, then I want her gone.
Undocumented female, Lisa Hernandez, 14. Found raped and strangled in a vacant lot 10 years ago.
Last seen leaving school with her best friend Cecilia Cruz. When questioned, the girl said they split up and didn't see anything.
Cecilia was lying. Her statement's full of elliptical pauses, which indicate invention.
She was scared. The victim was in the country illegally. A good bet is that her best friend was too.
Lying makes sense when you're running from immigration.
I also suggested he re-examine the crime scene for what should be there and what shouldn't.
Like our dead cop, he responded to the call even though it was outside his patrol sector.
That's suggestive.
Why? When I was in uniform, I went to a lot of calls that weren't mine.
Elisa's killer used a condom and tried to wipe the body down.
A lot of rapists do.
They didn't 10 years ago. DNA was just starting to get convictions.
But a cop would have forensic knowledge. Like Kralik.
We know Lake confronted Kralik.
Phone dump show he got a call to his cell from a payphone a half hour before the shooting started.
If Lake knew the guy was a killer, he wouldn't have met him in such an isolated spot.
Not if he thought this was finally his chance to get the truth.
So we run Elisa's rape kit. If Kralik's our guy, Lake's off the hook. I thought you got federal money to get rape kits into CODIS.
It was $12 million. We had 20,000 kits. You do the math. Here it is. Hernandez, Elisa, homicide, 11/10/97.
What happened to it?
Evidence storage got flooded. A couple refrigeration units got burned out. I told all this to the other 2 dicks.
Tell me you got names.
Detective Lake said he wanted it pulled and sent to the lab, but you can't fast track a specimen without command approval.
Who's the other detective?
Kralik wanted to confirm the request was made.
Captain Cragen of Manhattan SVU wants his DNA sample rushed, so I'm going to take it in myself.
I was getting the cold shoulder in your precinct, so thanks for coming.
Bosses think you make us look bad.
If you get me the 3D scan and the ballistic measurements, I can recreate the most likely scenario for what happened in that lot.
Our people can do that.
How long will it take them? How many cases do they have that are just as pressing as this one?
There is no other case.
That's what you'd like to believe. I ran a lab. The world doesn't stop because you want it to.
I can't help you, Pen.
Proving Kralick's a rapist isn't going to be enough to clear Chester. I know he didn't shoot first. Has there been any word?
Nothing. Lake got shot twice. He should be easy to find.
He's a resourceful guy.
You should know.
You seem pretty angry.
Yeah, before the day, if anybody had asked if Lake was involved, I would have said no, and I would have been wrong.
You think he doesn't trust you, when in fact he's been trying to earn your respect. He said you were a hard person to know.
Like he's easy. Do you have any idea where we can find him?
You could try his ex-partner, Wesley Meadows. They kept in touch.
Haven't heard from Lake in 6 months. Same damn conversation, the Hernandez murder.
He was obsessed about it?
Haunted. His first case. Poor kid gets yoked midday and nobody sees nothing.
What about her best friend, Cecilia Cruz?
Lying through her teeth. 2 girls walk home from school every day, except the day one gets done, sell me a bridge.
Try to re-interview Cecilia?
Lake tried, but her family skipped. Can't say I blame her. Always thought she was a victim, too.
You think Cecilia was raped?
We saw some bruises, couldn't look us in the eye, and couldn't stand to be touched. My gut was screaming.
Remember seeing Officer Edward Kralick at the scene?
That the guy Lake popped?
Yeah.
Sorry, 10 years is a lifetime ago. All I remember is hitting the wall. Since most of the neighborhood is illegal, nobody talked.
Hernandez family still around?
No. But I heard he got amnesty, so you might be able to track him down through tax rolls.
Why are you bringing Lisa up again? I'm trying to move on, live with it somehow.
We're very sorry, but there's new evidence that may tell us what happened to your daughter.
I know what happened. She got murdered in a country that I told my family was safe. I convinced them that this was a great future for all of us. Now I'm here all alone.
Where is your family, Mr. Hernandez?
They went back to El Salvador. I couldn't leave. Somebody should stay with Elisa. Visit her grave. Remember her.
Detective Lake never forgot. He's been working on the case for 10 years.
Didn't help him solve it.
Until now.
You found the killer?
We believe so. We think Cecilia Cruz witnessed the attack. We need to talk to her.
No, you're wrong. She would have told me if she knew anything.
She was 14 years old. A scared little girl who was in a lot of trouble. She had no place to turn.
How does someone lie about murder?
Because she was raped too.
Why didn't Lake tell me this when he called?
When was that?
Last night. He wanted to talk to Cecilia, but he didn't say why.
Where is she?
She works as a seamstress for a designer downtown.
What the hell's going on here? 3 cops in 2 days? So I was annoyed when Cecilia said she had to leave. But then the cop explained it was about a rape.
Is this the guy?
Yeah, he was in pretty bad shape, too. Started bleeding on the floor.